simultaneously. To brace for holiday, first Korea step up operations during Lunar New Year. That's because during major holidays like Seollal, certain types of crimes tends to increase, even sometimes relationship-based crimes.
Oh.
And experts say these also include domestic violence or dating violence because family gatherings, alcohol consumption, emotional stress, and long travel hours can all contribute. So this year, the Korean National Police Agency is running a 10-day special security operation from February 9th to the 18th, and they are deploying about 50,000 community police officers along with mobile patrol units and riot police directly into neighborhoods.
Yeah, also because they know that because the way that this year's Lunar New Year holiday is set up, it's Saturday.
Yes.
You have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. You have 5 days. And that's long.
It is.
And so that means there's going to be a lot of time that their houses are going to be empty. And this is where, burglars check to see that, homes are not there, no one's there, and they try to break in and things like that.
That's right.
Now, Korea is generally a safe place. However, it does not mean that there are no burglars. It doesn't mean that there is no crime.
Definitely,
it does happen, which is why you put in all the police here.
Yes.
But again, this is a big number, 50,000 community police officers. Let's get some details on this public safety related policies.
Yes, they are also working with community safety volunteers, around 100,000 people nationwide, to reduce blind spots in residential areas. And what's notable is that relationship-based crimes get special attention. High-risk households are checked in advance, and if an incident happens, multiple police units respond simultaneously. And the goal is what police describe as a peaceful holiday people can actually feel, not be afraid of.
All right, so let's now talk about the movement, because the numbers, I mean, it's staggering.
Yes, they really are. According to the government estimates, about 27.8 million people are expected to travel during this Lunar New Year period, and that's more than half of Korea's population moving within just a few days. And most of them are driving, of course, and about 86% are expected to use private cars. On Lunar New Year's Day alone, highway traffic is projected to reach 6.15 million vehicles in a single day.
Jeez.
And that explains why traffic forecasts almost feel like weather reports in Korea. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport runs a special transportation period with real-time traffic monitoring, lane adjustments, and even temporary use of shoulder lanes on highways. And they also predict peak times, usually the morning before the holiday for homebound travel and the afternoon of the final day for return trips. And public transportation also gets adjusted. Subways and buses extend their last trains until around 1 a.m., 1 in the morning, especially near major train stations and bus terminals, to help people get home safely after family visits.
Yeah, I mean, it's better now because the highway system is so much more improved.
Yes.
But I remember when I was a little kid. Back in the days.
I spent like 15 hours on highways. Yeah,
that's
15
plausible.
To 60, yeah.
That's plausible. I mean, I don't remember because I was so young. But if I asked my dad, and back then everything was manual.
That's
stick.
right. That's right.
So imagine driving stuck in traffic, 15 hours driving stick.
Oh.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous. But nowadays, it's like you're looking at, depending on where, like 8 hours to Busan, 8, sometimes 10 if you make stops. But another very Korean aspect of the holiday preparation is connectivity. I heard telecommunication companies have introduced very interesting plans ahead of the holiday.
Yes, telecommunications companies expect data traffic to rise by up to 17% on Lunar New Year's Day. So all three major carriers operate 24-hour emergency network control centers, and they are even offering free video calls. From February 14th to the 18th, video calls are free, so families can stay connected, especially older relatives who may not travel, who will find it difficult to travel. And it reflects how digital communication has become part of modern holiday culture. Plus, beyond that, daily life support also continues. That includes parking issues. Schools open their parking lots to the public, cities manage holiday prices, and car manufacturers offer free vehicle inspections before long-distance travel. And even private companies align their services with the holiday rhythm.
Well, you might be going like, why do you need free video calling if you already have Kakao Talk? But
yes,
a lot
right.
of older people, they don't know how to use Kakao.
Or they don't have smartphones.
Or they don't have smartphones,
Yes.
right? So that's why it's free. Preparing for Lunar New Year, it's not just about the traffic or safety, but also prices, especially food prices. So what exactly does the price control look like during the holiday season?
Well, in Korea, holiday price management is taken very seriously. Ahead of Lunar New Year, local governments across the country step in to prevent sharp price hikes in everyday essentials, particularly food items that are traditionally used for holiday meals. So this isn't just a recommendation, it's an organized effort, we can say. For example, in Arirang City, near
Yes.
Seoul, Gyeonggi province, the local government has set up a special holiday price task force running through February 18th. It's made up of officials from economic planning offices, wholesale food markets, and local district offices, about 19 members in total. Did you know that
Yes.
Arirang City was
Yes, I
preparing
do.
for? Yeah, you
Yes, I
did?
do.
Oh,
I followed the local
proud
the
Anyang
congresswoman. So,
you did.
yes. So,
So you contributed
I can't
in
contribute to
making this
this.
policy known.
I can't contribute to
You're
this.
not an honorary citizen.
I'm not
Honorary
yet.
citizen. Not yet. Not
Someone
yet.
recommend. Someone write to Anyang City Hall and have me become the honorary foreigner citizen of Anyang.
Foreigner.
Foreigner citizen, whatever you call it. So what are they monitoring though?
They focus on 16 key holiday items that are commonly used during Lunar New Year. These include vegetables like cabbage and radishes, fruits such as apples and pears, meats like beef, pork, and chicken, seafood, and even dried goods like chestnuts. And that's basically everything that goes into a traditional holiday table. And officials check price trends, make sure prices are clearly displayed, and monitor unfair trade practices. And the idea is to protect consumers during a time when spending is unavoidable.
Are other cities special like Anyang City?
Yes, there is. Sejong City, for instance, during the Lunar New Year period, the city operates a comprehensive holiday situation room covering 8 areas, including public safety, medical services, transportation, and price stability. In terms of prices, officials check whether vendors are properly displaying prices for major holiday items and whether they are following fair pricing rules. As Sejong City is also supporting traditional markets by offering free public parking nearby and temporarily easing parking enforcements around those markets. So it's not just about controlling prices, but also encouraging people to shop locally, because traditional markets play or used to play, I can say, a big role in Korean holiday culture, and making them more accessible helps both consumers and small merchants at the same time.
Gayo Top 10 is also open on the Lunar New Year holidays. So
We can have a 회식에 가요톱텐 then.
I don't know. I don't know. Ulsan also
Yes.
seems to be taking things even further.
Yes, Ulsan City has introduced a particularly consumer-friendly approach. They are operating a holiday situation room with over 300 public officials working in shifts during the holiday period. And their focus includes price control, again, and transportation convenience. And they are also offering direct financial incentives, too, to ease the burden on household budgets.
All right, there you have it. We'll continue to talk about other issues here on Special Issue Task Force. But first, this is One Us with Kaja Lit. Got a couple of messages here. Jenga says, speaking of Lunar New Year, can I do the bowing thing, get a red envelope from SJ? Now, a couple of things. First of all, red envelope is China.
Oh.
It's not from Korea. It's China.
Yeah.
And number two,
We can still use red envelopes in Korea,
I don't
right?
think we really use it. We just used like Shinhanuneng, KBuneng,
Right.
whatever
Bank
bank envelope you got that from. But also, usually, I think this is what our producer said. If you make money, if you work, you're not eligible to get it. If you're already in the working, working people, if you're a working person, you don't get it. So
Does part-time count?
part-time also does count, but it depends on how much part-time. If you're like working as like a, like a student tutoring, I think you still get it and stuff like that, right?
I just found out that SJ is a real man. You know, he can't really
What am I, a
digest.
fake man?
No, you're very manly.
Why?
You're like, you can't really digest the chicken, but you still eat. You're like, 그냥 먹어. I just
It's
eat.
so good. No, chicken just doesn't go well with me. And so when I get indigestion, it's usually like chicken related food, but I still eat it.
Yeah, so manly.
It's delicious. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I just got to control how much I eat.
Tough man.
That's right. I think I'm also allergic to haeyoung too, but let's go on to one of the biggest corporate controversies in Korea this past year. We're talking about the Coupang data breach.
Yes.
They're still investigating, and some of the stuff that are coming out is crazy right now. But of course, Haeyoung, you got the latest on this.
Yes, what started as a massive personal data leak has become a story about corporate transparency, government regulation, legal accountability, and even international relations. So to give you some background information, in late 2025, Korean authorities announced that Coupang, one of Korea's largest e-commerce companies, or U.S. company technically experienced a huge personal data breach affecting tens of millions of users. And according to the result announced just today, government investigators found that personal information, including names, emails, and phone numbers, was exposed, and delivery addresses and contact information were accessed about 148 million times during the breach.
That is a big number.
148 million times.
That's a very big number.
It's
a very, very big number. It's a big, beautiful number. How did it exactly happen?
The breach is believed to have been carried out by a former Coupang employee who exploited vulnerabilities in the company's user authentication system.
Yep.
Instead of standard login procedures, the attacker used stolen internal access tokens to carry user data without authorization. And authorities found that this was ongoing for a month before it was detected. And this wasn't just a few accounts. This was data from tens of millions of users again. And around 33.7 million consumers' records were confirmed to have been accessed. And that figure doesn't even include some additional data that Coupang later acknowledged. Because Korean users often shop for themselves and also for families or friends, like elderly or your grandparents, the affected data set may include third-party information as well. That's what the authorities say.
I don't know if it's like just coincidence, but I kid you not, after the whole data breach, I keep getting like phone calls, spam calls.
Yeah.
They keep asking me to like
Me too.
buy like buildings and stuff. I mean, buy buildings? You think I got money to buy buildings?
I receive a lot of spam calls too.
All the time.
It's not a coincidence.
But the crazy thing is they call you with the 010 number. And you don't think it's a spam number.
Right.
I'm like, someone's trying to hire me.
Regular phone number.
Trying to get me another job, gig or something like that. And I pick up. Next thing you know, it's spam. Terrible stuff. So how is the Korean government and regulators responding to all of this?
Well, Korean authorities have been highly critical, of course, and they say Coupang failed to detect the breach for a month, didn't safeguard the crucial authentication keys, and did not comply with legal reporting timelines. And due to this, Coupang could face fines, and authorities are pushing for stronger measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. And in regards to legal responsibilities, there have already been several parliamentary inquiries. The National Assembly has demanded increased cybersecurity standards, and some lawmakers have even called for criminal accountability and further sanctions against the company.
All right. So, I mean, again, it's big numbers we're looking at right now, and it's becoming one of the biggest issue of this year. But is the company leadership responding publicly to all of this?
Yes, the board chairman Kim Bum-seok eventually issued a formal apology. For disappointing the public, acknowledging the breach when pledging to improve security. But his absence from key parliamentary hearings drew criticism, as lawmakers described it as a sign that top leadership wasn't taking direct responsibilities. So there's strong pressure from within Korea how our consumers are reacting. Let's take a look at how the consumers are reacting. There's been, of course, growing public anger, and many civic groups are calling for class action lawsuits and stricter accountability laws for platforms that mishandle user data. And lawmakers are also discussing regulatory reforms to ensure heavier penalties for data breaches and platforms that fail to protect consumers in the future. And the controversy has definitely impacted investor confidence as well, with media reports noting stock price fluctuations, especially after government investigations and parliamentary sessions brought attention to the issue.
You know what? You want to hear something crazy?
What?
About 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I think it was maybe. I hit like kind of a slump, and I was like, man, am I supposed to continue to do broadcasting? And I thought about getting a 9 to 6 job, and there was a job opening that fit my description, and it said either 15 years of related work or in broadcasting, and I had 14 at the time.
Yes.
And I was like, all right, they're not going to say anything
Almost
about 1 year, right?
Yes.
And it was for Coupang, marketing executive.
Wow.
Oh, no, sorry. Public relations, not marketing. Public relations. PR executive. And so can you imagine how busy... And imagine I'm there, right? I'm an executive at Coupang as a public relations, and I'm going to be there and be like, sir, Mr. Lee, 33 million people's data being breached. I'm just going to be like, those are fake numbers. I don't know where you got that from. It's
That's true. I'm shocked.
It would have been terrible.
Yes.
And
you were thinking about quitting your job, radio host?
I was.
The Culture Inc.
I was. And no, that wasn't the Culture Inc. back then.
Culture Inc.
It wasn't the Culture
Korea
Inc.
Now.
It was Korea Now.
Oh.
I hit a bit of a slump.
Oh.
And it's a good thing that it's good thing that I continued. And I'm very happy now. And
you're happy?
I'm very happy to be sitting here.
Face?
I'm very happy to be sitting here talking about all the problems that Coupang is having right now instead of me having to answer the questions about this. But here's what it is now. Stories even cross borders. Okay, we're going to go across the Atlantic, the Pacific. The U.S. has gotten involved with this.
Yes, U.S. media and policymakers have taken on unusual interest. Some U.S. legislators have framed the issue as digital regulatory discrimination against U.S.-listed companies operating abroad. And this has led to tensions in U.S.-Korea discussions, with some Republicans criticizing Korean regulators and even linking the situation to trade matters. So something that started as a data breach is now part of bigger geopolitical conversations. And reports suggest that the breach and Korea's response are influencing how U.S. officials view digital policy treatment of foreign tech firms. And some trade representatives have used the episode as leverage in broader policy debate.
From a cultural perspective, though, Seong, what does this tell us about Korea's approach to tech companies and public accountability?
First, it highlights how Korea takes consumer protection and data privacy very seriously, especially when a company's operations touch the daily lives of millions. I also deleted the application.
Did you really?
I did. I don't use Coupang anymore. There's also a broader conversation emerging about how corporations, especially global ones, because Coupang's technically American company, again, need to balance local responsibility with international strategy. So it's not just a corporate scandal.
But as an American, do I have to make American corporations great? And then I continue to use it? I still use it. Are you serious? You deleted it?
I deleted it.
Oh, wow. What's the other option?
Curly, Market Curly, or I just go grocery shopping offline.
Okay. Okay, all right.
It's doable. Yeah.
All right. I just haven't done it. I just rely on it very much. We're going to continue to talk about other major issues. And first, let's take a listen to a song from Ider with Villain Dies. Does the villain die or never die? What is the
Never die.
They're supposed to die.
Villain never dies. There's always
the title's called Villain Dies.
Yeah.
And they're just singing about the villain never dies. What are you trying to say here?
Die or never die.
Again, meeting the first time that has actually deleted Coupang. That's just respect there. We're going to talk about another major issue, more positive note. The 2026, going back 10 years. 2026 Winter Games in Milano Cortina. Korean athletes giving us unforgettable moments. We got a couple of medals so far. Start with the big picture. Let's get the Olympic medal race. How's it shaping up so far?
As of the latest tally, Norway leads the medals, followed by Switzerland and Japan, with South Korea on the board with 1 silver and 1 bronze so far. So let's start with Korea's biggest result, the historic first medal. On February 8th, Kim Sang-gyum, a 37-year-old veteran snowboarder, earned a silver medal in the men's parallel giant slalom, marking Korea's first medal of these games and a major milestone in snowboarding. That was incredible, especially in a sport where Korea hasn't traditionally dominated. And that silver wasn't just Korea's first of the games, it also became the 400th Olympic medal in the country's entire Olympic history across the summer and winter events, which is a symbolic achievement all by itself.
The one I really got emotional was he did face talk with his wife. Got so emotional.
Did you cry?
No. Why would I cry?
You said you got emotional.
Yes, I got emotional. I was like,
that was it, and that was it.
That's it.
No tears.
No tears.
Okay.
But there's more snowboard success.
Yes, just recently, 18-year-old Yoo Seung-eun won bronze in the women's big air, giving Korea another snowboard podium finish in back-to-back days, a sign of real depth in the sport. Outside of snowboarding, short track speed skating remains a source of high hopes with stars like Choi Min-jung, Hwang Dae-hyun, and others aiming for medals in events like 500-meter and relays. And historically, short track has been one of Korea's strongest winter sports, and there's talk of pushing for multiple medals here. And besides short track, Korea has a presence in figure skating as well, including Cha Jun-hwan on the men's side, while skiing and other snow sports have seen rising talent, though snowboarding has been the real breakout so far this games.
So there's pretty high expectations for his figure skating.
Right.
I don't know if you know this. I mean, there's been a big sort of gap after Kim Yeona. And they were always saying who's going to be the next Kim Yeona,
Right.
and they just couldn't find it. But this year, the past few years, they've had really talented
Kim Yeona kids, they are called.
They call them Kim Yeona
right?
kids, right? And so I mean, there's high expectations. Obviously, we had a number of 3 South Korean female short track skaters who qualified earlier today. I had a chance to watch it. But let's step back, look at some of the fun and global Olympic news. Anything unusual or exciting from the Winter Games?
Yes, for starters, the 2026 Olympic medals themselves are being hailed as some of the most valuable ever in pure medal value due to record high gold and silver prices, even though their symbolic worth far outweighs that. Speaking of medals, there have been several reports of athletes' medals accidentally breaking or detaching from their ribbons shortly after being awarded. Officials are investigating whether the breakaway cord system designed to prevent choking incidents may be a factor.
I know this is kind of not really, well, actually, it's still related to the opening games, but I've never seen anything like this. But during the opening ceremony, Team USA comes out, they were getting booed. It wasn't them getting booed per se. Vance,
Right.
JD Vance is over there. Oh, he's very not. I've never seen this happen. I mean, it really tells you the state of the country right now. And I think a lot of
Right.
athletes have come out, American athletes have come out and said they understand
Right.
the sentiment. And, it shouldn't be like this, but it's devastating.
Especially it's happening in Milan. And when you think about the relationship between the U.S. and European countries these days.
Yeah, but it's like the world has come to Milan to watch it, right?
That's
And it seems like everyone, they just don't like America. What happened to, making it great? It's just not great again. But what about the cultural tech moments from the games? Anything that reflects modern fan engagements?
Yes, in Italy, organizers and partners are enhancing how fans follow the games. For example, corporate partners like Samsung provided athletes with devices that support eSIM and large data capacity so they can instantly share action, connect with fans. And domestically in Korea, Korea House in Milan has been a hub for supporters, and even companies like Upbeat have shown support, donating significant amounts of Bitcoin to the Korean Olympic Committee to encourage Team Korea's performance abroad. And there's other story that really caught my attention too. It's not about medals or records. It's about food, Korean lunch boxes at the Olympics. Korean athletes often talk about popsim, or energy that comes from rice and proper meals. And, at the Milan Cortina Games, that idea has been taken very seriously. For example, Cha Jun-han, the face of Korean men's figure skating, said after the team event short program that he's been really enjoying the Korean lunch boxes delivered for lunch and dinner. Shim Kim Seok-ki praised the lunchboxes as well. And to support the athletes, the Korean Sport and Olympic Committee set up a full-scale meal support center for this Olympic. And the budget alone is about 22 million won, and 36 staff members, including chefs and nutritionists, work together.
For athletes, I mean, food is very important.
Yes.
And I remember, like, in previous Olympics, they had some issues with, like, not so good food.
Right.
And so, like, all these athletes from around the world, what they were doing is they were going up to Korean athletes and going, sir,
Can you share
can we have some of that stuff?
Korean food? Yeah.
We're willing to trade this for your whatever food it is. And it was really popular.
And this time, a new technology was introduced as well for like self-heating lunchbox containers.
Okay.
Yes, to keep it warm.
I mean, because, you never want to get the food cold.
Korean, especially when it comes to Korean food.
Cold food is no bueno, right? Although I have to say, like, I like cold rice, though. I'm not gonna lie.
do?
Yes. You know what the saying is?
What?
My parents used to say, if you don't eat warm rice, you're not gonna be rich.
Oh.
Do you not hear that anymore?
No.
Because your
Never
family was
heard
rich
of it.
anyways, right?
No.
We used to say 따뜻한 밥을 먹어야지 나중에 또 부자가 된다 or something like that. And so,
I prefer 따뜻한 밥.
it's because you're rich.
Like in the first place.
And so I think that's basically what it is. Like back in the days, it was only the people with money that were able to afford warm rice. And poor families, they ate cold rice. But I like
You're rich now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't live in Gangneung. Although I feel rich because Anyang City is a great city. There you go.
Yes, great Lunar New Year policies.
Yes.
You know.
All right, Seong, thank you so much for everything. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll see you again next week.
See you next week.
And sending her out of the studio, this is, of course, for all the athletes over in Milan Cortina. This is Twice with Don't Give Up, 힘내.